Bill Shields, Tea Party patriot, local activist here in West Haven. I'm here today as a citizen to oppose the new boot laws, the boot and scoflaws that they have on the books here in West Haven. It came from, it's an idea that came from Mayor Desperado, the mayor of New Haven, and now it's come to my town. I'm here to see what I can do to stop it. Today I'm going to go up to John Picard's office, or Mayor Picard, and we're going to discuss this with him. They have an army of bounty hunters that they allow to go out in the streets of West Haven to identify and to boot cars. They get paid $175 each car, each hapless citizen that they put a boot on. With the Connecticut Grassroots Coalition. We do work with them, but on this particular mission, I'm just coming here as a concerned citizen. Okay. And about the boot, number one, the town of West Haven has employed an outside company, a private concern, to go out and act pretty much as bounty hunters. It's kind of an adversarial position for a town that calls itself America's most friendly city.
Friendly city, correct.
And, you know, that doesn't smack of being friendly to me. And at the end of it, we're getting a bill for an additional $175. And that sort of smacks of Red China executing one of your family members and billing you for the bullet. You know, that's
a little extreme there.
Well, I mean,
you know, I
think it's a legitimate concern and a legitimate complaint. Number two, I was talking to my lawyer. I'm not planning on at this time to no lawsuits or anything. I'm just hoping to appeal to you, me being a citizen, and for you to take my words under advisement. The law assumes that your vehicle is collateral for a debt by disabling your vehicle. The city of West Haven is using, in essence, your car as collateral to collect payment of back taxes. I don't think the city of West Haven has the right to do so. I think that's an expansion of powers, and it's going, again, in an aggressive direction. I mean, where do we go? What's next? Do we send out SWAT teams for overdue library books? I mean, you know, to me, it's way over the top, aggressive towards the people, and that's another concern I have. We also have a question: how long of a grace period do we get before we start looking over our shoulders and wondering when the boot's coming? Adversarial relationship. We're concerned about it being used as possibly a political tool against rivals. If the guy's, you know, X amount of days too late, and he might have a disagreement with your administration or whoever's.
There's another rival who's actually in the tax office. He hasn't figured that one out.
But what I'm saying is, you see, because people,
I know what you're talking about.
The faces change too. You know what I mean? They you know, the town hall people aren't static. They change. Faces
some
change.
do. Some never do.
Some do. Some never do. Okay. And then, you know, I'm wondering about the whole thing. You know, are we going down a road where the Constitution does indeed say that, you know, we have a right to free and unrestricted travel, and you wonder if that couldn't come into play on this whole thing. I mean, it could be a constitutional issue. I didn't look into that, but these are some of the concerns that I had, and I think what was enough? Oh yeah, and where else can we expect to get a boot on if we're late on our taxes? Just on city streets? Can the guy go into your yard and boot you right there?
So I'll take them one at a time if you don't mind. You know, I do view this West Haven as a very friendly city with a lot of good people in it. All right. I also view, you know, we need revenue here. People who owe taxes need to pay them. If you follow this at all, this boot controversy has been going on for months, if not years. The city council 7 months ago put revenue in the budget for a boot, which I haven't signed yet because I've been delaying this because I had a lot of questions that needed to be answered. So do I feel the $175 fee is exorbitant? Yes, but relative, right? If you owe $5,000 in taxes, then $175 percentage-wise isn't nearly as big as if you owe $50 or $60. So some of this, I will agree with you. Here's where we are, all right? And I'm trying to replay what you said line by line so I can answer you line by line. As far as, adversarial, or I know people are upset about this, but this has been ongoing for about 6 months. It's been in and out of the paper, in and out of the news media. You asked about the grace period. I asked the tax collector for a 30-day grace period. I got set. You asked about could it be used for political adversaries. The tax collector and I do not see eye to eye. He did not run with me. We have been at odds on almost everything you can think of. So if you think that's going to be used by any administration to do something, not on this end of the table, it can't be. All right? And it shouldn't be on any end of the table. You've also said something to the effect of where can they boot your car. It could be commercial lots. They can't go on your private property. Now, ideally, I like to see people pay their taxes, not incur any fees or penalties, and not receive the boot fee. Because we don't get any money. That's what you need to know, that $175.
I understand.
Well, okay.
That's
we don't receive any money. So we don't.
Passion.
Now, listen, you've mentioned the Constitution, and you mentioned a lot of things. I love this country. So we are, let's clear this one up right now. I think we need to collect the revenue. People owe their taxes. I think 95% of people pay their taxes, and the other 5% need to pay their taxes. I don't think it's fair that somebody pays their taxes and other people don't. That car that they can boot. You owe motor vehicle. Now, once they boot that car, if you owe taxes on other cars, how's this for an answer? I'm not sure what they do there, but if license plate XYZ, I know your license plate, right? XYZ owes several $100s, and you're on a city street or in a commercial lot, and they boot your car
within the city.
Within the city of West Haven, correct.
Right.
That's what they can do. Period. And this is also a 60-day pilot program, so we're going to try it out. I know there's a lot of other towns that use it, and there's a lot of other towns that don't use it. I've checked to some towns who like it, and I've checked with some that don't. I am trying it. All right? I wish the fee was a lot lower, and I've asked them to lower that, and they said for the reasons that between the technology and what it costs to administrate and what it costs to run the program, they can't. They wanted money up front. I said I wasn't going to put money up front because by the time we got that money back, I don't know if the program would have been worth it. So, again, if there's some part of your questions that I'm missing, I want to answer them. But that's where you are there. It's a pilot program. It's city streets, commercial lots within the city. They can't go. Part of my problem with the boot is they can't go outside the city. So there's got to be other ways because some people, believe it or not, leave the city, and you can't collect those taxes. So it is not supposed to be in any way profile. In other words, they're not supposed to, the way the program is, and I'm not saying that's exactly how it's happened, they're supposed to get a license plate and an amount, and that's it. They're not supposed to go to the license plate and the amount and then look up the name and say, oh, I don't like John, so I'm going to boot his car. It's supposed to go, and if it were me, I'd be going from who owes the most taxes down to who owes the least, right? Because that's where you have your most benefit. So it's not supposed to be arbitrary, they're not supposed to be profiling, they're supposed to get a license plate, a number, boot the car, and that's it. Now, it was on TV, it was in the newspaper several times. I was trying to get people as much notification as I can to please come in and pay it, and that's where we are right now.
Can I add something if you don't mind?
I want to add one more thing.
Sure.
Steve's done. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right. One thing that I haven't mentioned in the paper, which I knew automatically as soon as it was said, that the current tax collector, Frank Worthington, was mistaken because it's not constitutional. He mentioned, I think it was the last paragraph in the article a couple of days ago, that they can go into driveways. That's trespassing. They cannot go in the driveways. He mentioned that in the paper, that he's looking for them to be able to go in the driveways. That's not constitutional. You can't go on private property. That's trespassing. So that was a big mistake on his part.